I love this, boys and girls. All the single ladies, all the single ladies. Listen, have a listen to this.
You're single, awesome, I love matchmaking.
My plumber is very handsome.
I know this really great guy I could set you up with.
Oh, I miss being single.
You're so lucky you're single.
God, I can't imagine dating now.
So have you been on any dates? Come on, tell me I need to live through you.
Someone out there for everyone.
You know what you have to do? Just stop looking. It always happens when you stop looking.
I know. You should try salsa dancing.
Golf. I love golf. You get lonely. Oh, maybe you're just a little bit too picky.
TikTok, biological clock.
I need to live through you. I have no sex life anymore.
Can I have a go on your Tinder?
Okay, this is that was just a video. The title is Dear Single Women, This Is Why It's Okay to Hate Being Alone. Okay, so they all hate to be alone, but they push themselves to actually be alone. And 71% of divorces are initiated by the female. The female is always the one that initiates it all. Because she becomes unhappy. She becomes wanting more in the marriage and demanding more in the marriage. It's just how it works. 71% of marriages are women divorced, initiated. I'd rather be married. Why does admitting it feel so shameful? It seems like whenever a newly divorced celebrity gives an interview, she follows the same script. She's enjoying life on her own. She's focusing on her work. She and her ex are better off as friends. There are no bad feelings, and she's perfectly happy to be single. Yeah, only for a little while, though. So last year when Angelina told the Herald, Sunday Herald, whatever, that she hates being single, it was a breath of fresh air. Really, breath of fresh air. It's not something that I wanted, says Jolie, even though she's the one who filed for divorce. There's nothing nice about it. It's just hard. Yeah, but you filed for it. You're the one that actually did it. You didn't want to work it out. You filed for divorce. Like Jolie, I'm a single mother. I'll bet you are. Also like her, I initiated the split from my husband. I'll bet you did. And now we have something else in common. Yeah, you're both divorced bitches with fucking single mothers that are sitting there wondering why you're not married. We prefer to be part of a couple. Oh, really? Well, it's a bit fucking late, isn't it? Because you've already gotten rid of the father of your child. So that's fucking a bit late for that. Sadly, that's where the similarities end. It's been hard for me to own up to that, even to myself. After all, I've always saying that I don't regret getting divorced, that it was the right decision for my family, and that being a single mum isn't so bad, really. In fact, in some ways, it's easier. I say I hate being alone. It feels like I'm breaking some sort of unspoken code. Women are supposed to be strong and independent. Hear that, boys? We aren't supposed to need men. So they're all supposed to be strong and independent, and they're not supposed to need men. Well, unless they need the lawn done, or the car cleaned, or vacuuming done, or dishes done, or cooking done, or, do the laundry. If there's any other 10,000 chores that men do, how about build a highway, Single, you'll definitely relate to this video, really. And I'm okay. Not please, miss. I'm okay on my own, but a lot of this time it's lonely. When I took my daughter trick-or-treating on Halloween and saw couples and families dressed up and looking sweet together. Oh, fuck. No, thank you, miss. Thank you. There's a sign there that clearly says do not knock, okay? And they feel entitled. It's always women. The men read the sign and walk away, but the women will read the sign and knock on the door. They always feel entitled, right, to knock on the door. Someone trying to sell me something. I remember a Halloween when my husband and I were first dating. I stayed up late sewing a costume. Listen to this woman, what she did to her husband. Let me get back to where I was. But a lot of the time it's lonely. When I took my daughter trick-or-treating on Halloween and saw couples and families dressed up and looking sweet together, I felt sad, like I'd failed at the thing that was most important to me. I had to remind myself that I'd spent plenty of Halloweens with my husband and they weren't always idyllic. Well, listen to what she did to him. I imagine being her husband would have been horrible. I remember a Halloween when my husband and I were first dating. I stayed up late sewing a costume for him to wear to a party. He was an angel to my devil. Can you believe this shit? She dressed her husband in an angel fucking outfit while she wore the devil outfit. So you can tell what's on her mindset. I thought it was cute because she thought it was cute because he was the one more likely to be seen as devilish. So why wouldn't he have the devil outfit? Why did you dress him as an angel? The goateed artist and long-time bachelor, dating a cute blonde college student 17 years his junior. Well, you're just a good piece of ass. But he hated wearing the costume, I'll bet he did. And my feelings were hurt. Oh, your feelings, your Fifi's got hurt. So that's it, you've got to get rid of him, because her Fifi's got hurt because he didn't want to wear an angel costume, embarrassing himself to a party. I mean, can you believe this woman? Along with my fingers, which I'd actually stabbed multiple times while making his wings. Oh my God, she hurt her fingers while she was making the wings for his angel costume that he should have appreciated, right? He should have appreciated that, all right? He should have been thankful. What I've come to realise lately is that although in the end I didn't want to be married to my husband anymore, I still wanted to be married. I liked being married. I liked sharing a bed with someone every night, snuggling up close while we fell asleep, and reaching for each other in the morning. Well, don't marry a Chinese man, because you probably won't get that, because I never got any of that. I never got any of that with my Chinese wife. So good luck to you on that fucking point. I never got any of that. I like knowing I'd always have someone to kiss at midnight on New Year's Eve. No, I never got that either. And having two families to spend holidays with. I liked having backup, liked being part of a team. I liked being someone's partner, being a unit. I don't want to live life alone. Well, it's a bit fucking late, isn't it, boys? But social scientist, don't you love that, boys? Social scientist and author Bella DePaula, good God, is an outspoken advocate for staying single. As a 60-something woman, she's been single her whole life. Oh, my God, Father. And why would you take advice from someone who has been single her whole life? And then I'd hate to go back to her apartment where the person lives, because that's where you'd get blown out. You know, you've been listening to this really wise person all night, right, taking the advice, and then by chance they drop you, and you drop in and have a coffee at their house when you drop them off, right? And you go in and it's just full of cat feces and fucking cats everywhere, and used fucking coffee cups and filled up fucking ashtrays of used cigarettes, and plenty of magazines, all these stack of magazines and books and fucking shit about women's liberation, and you know what I mean? Because that's what this woman would be into. Anyway, lifelong single people do more to maintain their ties to friends, siblings, parents, neighbours and co-workers than married people do. Well, that's because married people have their own life. Married people have an actual family and a house to run and dinners to cook and all that kind of thing. Single people don't have any of that. Single people can just get up and go at any time, whereas married people do not and cannot do that. They're in a different frame of mind than what a single person is. So it's fucking ridiculous to put the two in the one sentence. They do more their share of volunteering and helping people, such as aging parents. We need a lot of help. Who need a lot of help? Yeah, there's not a lot of people out there doing a lot of volunteering for aging parents, okay? They experience more autonomy and self-determination and more personal growth and development. Well, that's because they're on their own, and all you've got to do is read books and fucking magazines, and of course you've got plenty of time for personal growth because you're a selfish cunt and you've just held yourself away because you are fucking selfish and you don't want to share your life with another person. You'd rather have it all on your own, and then when you get to 60-something years old, you wonder yourself, how come I'm not married? However, it should be pointed out that DePaulo is talking about people who have always been single. For people like me, the picture is not so rosy. Those who get married and then divorce end up, on the average, less happy than they were when they were single, she says. And what about married people? If you follow people over time as they go from being single to getting married and staying married, they end up no happier than when they were single. What a load of rubbish. This is absolute bullshit. Of course, one thing we know is that we humans are pretty bad at knowing what will make us happy. DeFunding's findings seem to fall into line with that. Psychologist Dan Gilbert cites research that people have found tend to return to a base level of happiness no matter what major life events occur. Thank you very much. Correct. That's exactly what would happen. If it happened over 3 months ago with only few exceptions, it has no impact whatsoever on your happiness, explains Gilbert. That's correct, because most men just forget about everything after that time. We don't hang on to things like females do. You know, we don't hang on to something that's 3 months old. We don't hang on to something that's a month old. We don't hang on to something that's a week old. We let that shit go. Whereas a female can remember something from fucking 10 years ago. And she'll remember the time, the day, the date, the fucking everything, right? Because her Fifi's got hurt. Her feelings got hurt, okay? And it's true, although I wanted to get married my whole life and I was so happy on my wedding day, after I'd been married for a while, all my odd doubts and insecurities resurfaced. I wasn't happy, and then getting married didn't change that. Although part of me still wonders if I'd married the right person, would it have been any different? No, it would not, because you are the person that filed for the divorce. You are the one that become unhappy. You're the one that had your doubts and insecurities. There's nothing in here saying the man had that, only you had that, okay? And we all have to worry about your fee-fees and your feelings. These days I'm much happier. I'm more comfortable with myself. I know who I am. Most of the time I would say I'm a much happier person than I was when I got married, more than 16 years ago now. She's been a single woman 16 years. 16 years, okay? That's a fucking joke. But when Angelina, she'll never get married. You'll never find a partner. She's too single-minded, thinking only of herself, too selfish to only think of herself and her cats, all right, when the cats get fed or the fish get fed. But when Angelina Jolie said, sometimes maybe it appears I'm pulling it all together, but really I'm just trying to get through my days. I felt it down to my bones. Oh, she felt it down to her bones. I bet that's the first thing in a long time it's felt down in any of those bones. And I can't shake the feeling that if I had a partner to share my life with, someone to dress up with on Halloween, to hold my hand on the street, to fall asleep next to me every night, that getting through those days would be a whole lot easier. Because Angelina and me, we hate being single. You see, there it is right there. She hates being single. This whole fucking thing here, this whole words and everything that she's wrote here is all bullshit. Because when it comes down to it, the end here is we hate being single. Okay? She's just, got her own little picky little mind, and everyone is no good. Men aren't good enough for her because she's a strong female now, and she doesn't need men. They don't need men, right? Because they're single, strong females. Isn't that what she said down here somewhere that I wrote? Strong and independent. We're not supposed to need men. They're not supposed to need men now, guys, because they're strong and independent women. Okay, so yeah, they only need us when there's something heavy duty to be done. Then they'll call you, and then after it's done, you're dismissed. Okay, you're dismissed like the dog that you are. So I thought I'd share that with you. It just popped up on the news, and I just I couldn't believe this more bullshit of more women's propaganda bullshit. Dear single women, this is why it's okay to hate being alone. Yeah. You just enjoy being alone, you enjoy your cats, and you'll have a very good time. See you, ladies and gentlemen. See you next time. Give us a share, give us a like, give us a comment. Don't be so shy. And thanks very much for listening to an old man. An ugly old man too, I've been told. An ugly old man. Bye.